What up, what up, what up? Fellas, you got to keep your hands to yourself. You got to stop being these women. You got to. You got to stop being them. Because they make you look bad, weak, stupid, dumb, everything. And this going on in the real world and entertainers. They can't control themselves. And I was laying down and thinking, like, most people, especially my race, as young men, we having a hard time controlling ourselves sexually and physically, as in violence. We really having a hard time. And I think the problem is they're having trauma that they haven't dealt with yet. So they cover it up with weed, drugs, alcohol, probably even sex and lust. They cover it up. So when somebody try them, they snap real easy. Because they've been hiding their pain. They haven't been facing nothing. It's time to face it so you can become stronger. We need stronger men in this world now, in this economy. Because the older generation, they dying out. They old. We the new generation, the young ones. Teens in your teens, 20s, 30s. That's young. Even 40s. Depending on how you take care of yourself. You only how old you think you are, really. It comes down to how you take care of yourself. If you're not using drugs, alcohol, doing crazy shit, you can be 50 years old and look 22. That's a fact. That is a real fact. You can be in your 50s, but looking super young. Because you took care of your physical aspect. You took care of your soul. You wasn't doing dark shit. See, the problem is when we start doing dark activities, you know you're doing wrong, so you got to cover it up. You got to run away from your problems. And the way people run away from their problems is through drugs, alcohol. And drugs and alcohol age you. People don't face their problem these days. They run. They got to get away. They need to escape. And your escape is causing you to look old, taking your soul away. Believe it or not, we was meant to be pure, like forever. You know how kids go around being pure, we're meant to be like that forever, as an adult. But somewhere around the lines, teenage year, most likely, we get caught up with, sex, drugs, alcohol. We get caught up with all that, and we lose ourselves. And once you lose yourself, you become insecure because you don't know yourself. Once you don't know yourself, insecure leads to jealousy, envy, hate. And once you jealous and envy and got all this hate in you, that leads to violence, rape. You see what I did? I broke it down to you what's going on. It all started in your teenager years, really. And that's why a lot of people just hate themselves. Or just be hating on other people's success. Because of the life they living. But we got to be disciplined. We got to start being disciplined, just lock in, really. Because the energy on this planet is very different. That's why you see most people crashing out, acting dumb, acting stupid. Because the energy is different. The energy is up here. And that person's energy is down here. Can't align. Can't align with the planet. So you're probably feeling depressed, down, moody, bipolar, just ready to snap. And it's all because you can't align with what's going on with the world. It's time to be pure. It's time to be pure as a child. It's time. You want to experience true happiness? True happiness is not money. But money is important. Because money is the way you survive. So get the money now. Put that work in. But don't depend on money. Don't put money first. That's what most people mess up at. They put money first. And in the process of putting money first, you lose your soul, you lose yourself, you start hating yourself. So if you hate yourself, you're going to naturally hate other people. You're going to naturally be jealous of other people. You're going to naturally envy other people. That's where the violence comes from. That's where the rapes come from, the sexual assaults, the people talking crazy. The disrespect come from. That's where it comes from. Everything comes from within. Everything is spiritual first. This world is spiritual, it's not the flesh. Don't let people confuse you. But you might think it's the flesh because the world is so materialistic, over-sexualized. You got to look like this, that. Got to be this tall, got to have this much money. Like, no. People just not used to high vibrational people, high spiritual people. They're not used to that. So they just go by the flesh. How you look. What you got on. What car you drive. How much money you got. That's all they can go by. Because people don't have true connections. I think true connection ended because of social media, the phones. People who had genuine connections was back in like the 90s and 80s. You can tell they were genuine. I watch old videos of like how they socialized back in the 80s and 90s. And you can just tell that shit, it was real. Because they didn't have the phones to look down at. They only had human to talk to. So when you stuck with human, if you vibe with somebody, you vibe. And if you're not, you're not. It's not no in-between. It's not no sugar coated. That's why it was way realer back then. Now, we got the internet and a whole bunch of social media fake shit. For example, it can be like two content creators. They can be big on the internet. But when they meet in person, their energy can be a little bit off. They don't align with each other. Their personality really on the line. But because they're big content creators, they kind of stuck, kind of working together. But their energy be off and they really don't fuck with each other. But they got to fuck with each other because they both top creators online. If that makes sense. Everything's energetic. It don't matter how much money you got, none of that. You got two rich people in the room. If their spirit don't connect, I mean, 9 times out of 10, they're just fake kicking it. There are a lot of people doing now, they fake kicking it. They're just hanging around each other because they're doing the same thing or they popular on social media, which is fake. The internet is fake. That's why it's a lot of fake shit going on. Fake booty, fake titties, fake lips, fake face. You see all the fake shit? All the fakery? And that's why hard for somebody who's solid, who like real, this is the hardest time to be alive for those type of people. Who like appreciate real people. Who they actually connect with. This is the hardest time for them. They probably, somebody like me, I would have fitted in perfectly back in the 80s and 90s, but now, it way less real people. Way less real people. And I have a hard time fake kicking it. I can't fake it. Like if I'm not feeling your vibe, most of like you don't feel it. It's just that simple. Cause don't let the internet fool you. Just because somebody got a lot of energy on the internet, that's the internet. How they act in real life. How they carry themselves. What they smell like. Do they stand on something? And like most likely, they stuck on the internet so much. They take up most of their time. They don't even have time to wash their ass. So most of them just stink. They walk around here stinking. But yeah, this video is real about discipline. And just how people not real no more. People just not real. And when it comes to discipline, it's important for us men to be disciplined. We got to be disciplined. Because there's just so many people who losing money, riches. It's in our face. They're starting off with one of them, Diddy. I ain't no telling how many more they got to go. That man was rich as hell, but lack of self-control. Couldn't control himself. Shannon Sharpe, he had a $100 million deal. Couldn't control himself. Some weird shit came out. And I know the more money you make, it's harder to control yourself, because that means the OnlyFans, all these models, gonna start popping up. And 9 times out of 10, you was already stuck in lust when you was broke. So if you stuck in lust when you broke, you get all that money. Oh, you probably trying to have sex with all of them. But I'm here to tell you, if you working a regular job, whatever, before you get all that money, discipline yourself now. Start disciplining yourself. Have some self-control. Stop looking at women as objects. Because I know I'm going to have a lot of money one day. I just know. I know I'm going to be successful. Maybe even famous and rich, maybe. But I know I'm going to be successful. That don't start now. Because that's how the game go. Once you're doing good in life, success, they automatically come. All of them. Instagram model, OnlyFans, regular women, lawyers, female, everybody come. Because you're doing something. You're doing something with your life in a lazy world. You're not too many people. You're not going to be too many millionaires in the future. Because too many people are lazy, first of all, in the economy. The way everything's set up. They set it up where we can't invest in ourselves. They trying to set it up like that. Because they make things so expensive. Where we got to work 2-3 jobs, and you working all these jobs. You don't have time for yourself. You're too tired. That's the trick. That's why it's going to be harder for people to become successful, rich, and all that. What's going to happen is you're going to have to find something that's a trend that can break through the matrix system. For example, streaming. Castanet and Speed. They figured out how to break the matrix system through that. They became very rich off of streaming. Now the whole world want to become streamers. The problem is becoming famous off of streaming is more harder now. Because Kai and Speed, they already did it. Now the system owns to everybody. So the more people trying to become rich and famous off of streaming, gonna be less and less people who actually make it, because everybody trying to do it. They need people out here in the work field. So if you're gonna make it in this world, you gotta find something that break the matrix system, something that nobody not doing. Think about something that nobody not doing, or nobody not really thinking about, and you be the first one to do it. Or just get on something that nobody not really fucking with and make it cool. Like Kai and Speed, they made streaming cool. So now everybody want to be a streamer. When it comes to YouTube, DDG, he made YouTuber. There's a lot of YouTube out there, but I feel like DDG been doing it since 2014, 2015. He been doing it for a while. And that's the one I know that blew up. I'm pretty sure it's somebody before DDG who blew up, but they're like the first content creator, YouTuber, that blew up and became rich off of YouTube. Because most people didn't know YouTube pay. Until COVID, after COVID. They didn't even know YouTube pay. So now everybody becoming a content creator or a streamer. That's about it. But I feel like the new wave for men and women, it should be discipline. You should be working on yourself within. Because there's so much jealousy and hatred going on. Every time a celebrity take a picture or do something, there's so many negative comments. Oh, he sold his soul. And Jay-Z next. Beyonce time come to an end. Sexy Red bad influence. It's so negative. And 9 times out of 10, it's so negative because you negative on your life. And if they are doing something illegal, the feds will get them just like they got Diddy. So, and nobody not over God. And the truth will be revealed. The truth will come out someday. So if they is doing something legal, just let it unfold. You worry about you. You try to figure out something that's the new wave that can break the cycle. I'm trying to break the cycle. Men need to be more disciplined. Stop paying these OnlyFans out. Stop being so lustful. That's a wave I want to break. Discipline. Morals. Let's get back to the 90s and 80s. How about that? But would that happen? Shit. We live in a technology world. But I feel like even though we live in a technology world, you still need to have morals, self-respect. You need to stand on something. I feel like with most of y'all, if they throw some type of money towards your way, you on your knees giving head. It don't matter if it's a man or a woman. You giving up that ass or you giving up that head. That's the sad part about it. You're not standing on nothing. Stand on like something. Like, I ain't gonna let this person do this. Hell no. Even if you're an actor. I know if I become an actor, because I feel like acting is cool, I have boundaries. My boundaries is I'm not doing that with a man. But when it comes to playing dress up or cross dress, I'll do that if the money right. Because at the end of the day, it's acting. That's how I look at it. And of course, people gonna say, oh, you're a sellout and all that, but I ain't worrying about that. But I'm standing on like I'm not doing that with a man, though. That's me standing on something. And me doing dress up or whatever, that's not, I won't consider that's gay because I'm not doing that with a man. What's considered homo to me is you doing something with a man. That's homo. Dressing up, I guess you could say that's sus, but if I'm acting, I mean, it's acting. But it's hard to act out something, doing something with a man. Like, you physically out touch that person. I'm not touching a man. So, that's me standing on something. Because one day I will be an actor. I can feel it. It's just me, though. It's just me. But discipline, standing on something, not going for anything, everything, having some type of boundaries, that's very important. Even though society don't make it seem like it's important, because everybody going for this fake social media BS, and there's a whole bunch of fakery going on because they want to be cool. But discipline is key, especially for me. Discipline and having morals. Gotta have it. That's very important. That's very key. If you took something from this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I'll be back. But for right now, I'm out. Peace.